While the old Chiefs were making moves on this weekend, we also had some moves being made in house with the new squad. So with our first topic tonight, we're talking about a new body, which something that JD's alluded to that we need to maybe bring in some D tackles. We talk about D pass rush help, but maybe bring in some guys in the middle in the trenches. So this past yesterday, we ended up bringing in Danny Shelton, former first round pick out of Washington. He's kind of bounced around the league a little bit, but he's a plugger in the middle that we do not have on the roster as it stands right now. Also, I think it's funny too. Drew Rosenhaus is his agent, and that's the second guy we've signed in the last 2 weeks that Drew Rosenhaus has I think it's his way, partly making amends for being on that first Tyreek Hill podcast episode. I'm joking.
I don't know, man. Look, them guys, they do. There's a lot of backdoor things going on. No hard feelings.
Yeah.
Drew's been around for a long time, man. So he already knew that they always going to do business. So nothing's really personal. It's all business, right?
Yeah.
And so he's doing his job as an agent. But yeah, now look, if he decides like, hey, look, you know what? I'm just reconcile a little bit with you. I'm gonna throw this guy to you. I know you need him. Yeah, sure. Hey, bring him on, Drew. Appreciate it.
I'll get you on a friends and family discount. I got you guys.
Yeah.
But okay. So this is something we talked about, like we're defensive tackle help, but we had Jaron Reed last year, didn't really work out.
Yeah.
And then we have Derek Nottie, we have Kalen Saunders, and then we also have Taylor Stallworth, which we brought in from the Colts this year. So those are really the only D tackles we have in house right now. But then we bring in Danny Shelton, big guy, play for the Lions, play for Patriots, and I believe the Browns too. But what does this make you think of? What we see and how we feel about our defense tackles that are in-house as of right now, the fact that we're bringing in this guy 2 weeks into training camp.
You know what, man? I think you can look at it one or two ways, but ultimately, like if you bring a guy in, then you need him. You feel like, maybe not enough is getting done opposite of Chris. And so I think bringing a big body like that here, who's a run stopper, you need a guy like that, right? And so a guy like this could take up, double team, take up space, so you can free up a lot of other guys. And so that's what what you're ultimately looking for. You're looking for a guy that's going to be a force inside, but occupy two bodies at one time. And I've heard he's a bull rusher. He gets off blocks. He can make tackles. If he's pushing guys back, man, that's what you want. You just want to be able to create lanes. And so that's going to be great for Chris, Karlaftis, and the pass rushers and the linebackers. So this guy coming in, man, he for one, he's going to create a lot of competition, which is great. Always, competition is one of those things that you just need to light a fire over guys' butts. But two, like I said, maybe just nothing wasn't getting done in the room. And so that's the evaluation. And I say this all the time, especially in camp, when you get into pads, then you really start finding out who you got. Okay. And so, like I said before, everybody's going to look great in shorts. Everybody's going to look great, flying around. You got your tail halfway, a towel flying in the wind looking pretty. Everybody's going to do that. And especially in pass rush, you ain't got the pads on. Guys should be able to win. And so when you start, actually strapping these things up and going to war and start leaning on bodies, then you find out who you actually got in that room. And so I think they felt like they needed some help. And if he's a guy who's been a journeyman, but he's been effective where he's been, shoot, bring him in. Absolutely. I think he's going to work out a lot better than some of the guys that's probably been here. And so, like I know you said Jaron Reed last year, man, it just didn't work. Just didn't work. And we needed that. We needed other guys to step up beside Chris. We shouldn't always put things on Chris. That's the way I feel about it. There's got to be another dog in that room that's going to be able to fight and cause penetration and make some tackles. So that's just part of the game, man. That's it.
Yeah, and we talk about having, rotation at the ends. I mean, the big guys in the middle need some rotations too. Those guys need breaks and breathers too,
Yeah, they need depth. Yeah, depth is important. It's key, especially, in this day and age. But, the depth, you don't want to lose out on talent just because you have depth. Every guy that you have there, you want effective guys that is going to make a difference, right? Like you could get bodies. Everybody can have somebody as depth-wise, but is he effective? Is he a guy that's going to create havoc? Mm-hmm. And so this guy right here, from what I understand, he's going to do that.
Yeah, as far as everything I've read, every metric I read, as far as Run stopping, he's a perfect run stopping D tackle. As far as pass rush, that's something that he may not get as much pressure or penetration up front, but run stopping, apparently that's his big MO. So
okay. So my evaluation last year from the D line, I think we kind of lost out on penetration. I didn't really see a whole lot of that last year. And I was one of the ones that was screaming about, like, man, what's going on with the penetration? Like, we need to start capturing lanes. We need to be able to make sure we keep the line off the linebackers. And so, yeah, look, you don't have to get 4 or 5 sacks from the inside. That's tough anyway, you know? And so, but if you're a guy that will hit a guard or center dead in their mouth and take them out the play and push them in the backfield on top of the quarterback, shoot, that's a win. And so we know, especially in that area, the guard and the centers, they create the depth of the pocket. If you got somebody actually pushing pressure and collapsing that pocket, that's what you need. You just need that, right? And it creates lanes. Yeah. And so I think, man, we really lost on that last year. You know, I just didn't really see a whole lot of that penetration. I just didn't. So
yeah. And we talked about that as being a need in the draft. Like, maybe we need a D tackle. Maybe we need. There's something we talked about.
Yes.
We talked about Sue. We talked about there's some guys in the draft that we possibly talked about. We never got that. So this is that need. Right.
Yeah. So, man, I think it'll work out. And the good thing is, you know, you bring a guy like this in early and address this right now, because you still got time with all these preseason games and whatnot before the season starts. And this guy's been pretty fresh. I'm sure he's ready to go. So, yeah, man. So you don't really lose out on anything. It's not like the scheme is going to be that difficult for, you know, somebody who's a no tackle 3 technique. Yeah. You know? So, shoot, penetrate. Push the guy back, push him back. You know, get in the gaps and find that hole. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, like you said, it's good that we figured that out now, not in September or October.
Oh, man, that's true. That's too late. Look, we got a gauntlet of games, of teams to run through the very first half. This is going to be tough. So we got to be ready.
Yeah. Yeah. In the last 2 weeks, I would say we've won the last 2 weeks again between Shelton and Dunlap for the last 2 weeks. I mean, those are needs that you and I said we needed from the get-go, and check. So here we go. You know?
Check. Here we go.
You called all this stuff happening. So again, Dustradamus is in the house.
There he is. There you go.
Oh, you kill me. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get podcasts.